Well, I'm in gridlock, so I thought I'd turn the camera on and kind of give an intro of today's video. So today's video, today's project for me, video for you, I'm going to be installing bifold closet doors. In a closet door opening that previously had mirrored sliding doors. And there's two big closets, so there's going to be a total of 4 pieces, 2 for each section. The customer said that they custom ordered the bifold doors. They made lots of measurements, and they were going to attempt to put them in, but they decided not to, and they called me. Been doing work for them for many years, just like most of my customers. They did paint them, and that's where my first stop is. Going to their house, the house that they live in, because this is for one of their rental properties, to pick these doors up. Well, wait a minute. Can I park there? That's right. Ha! I thought for sure I wasn't going to be able to find a parking spot. Is there anybody behind me? Okay, time to parallel park this choo-choo train. Uh-oh, someone's coming down the alley here, so we gotta, oops, get ducked into here. Come on, get in there. Felt pressure from the camera and the car behind me. So I'm about 1.5 feet.
Nice job. I got 100 women you can teach that to.
Thanks. Well, I guess he was impressed. 100 women. I could teach that too. Okay. So I got the doors. They're back there, but you probably can't see because it's all blurred out. Ended up chit-chatting with the customer for an hour. And you got to do that. That's part of your marketing. You want these people to advocate for you and sell your services to their friends and family. They already wrote a check. They wrote it for $25 more than what I asked. So hopefully this goes smoothly. It could take an hour, or it could take 4 hours. I bid it for a full day. Okay, this is the closet. This is the 1 bedroom in this place. Bifolds here, bifolds here. I gotta pull out the old mirrored track up here. This trim has to come off, and then hopefully go back on in some fashion or another, depending on where this door sits in this opening. My first bit of trouble. You can see this piece of casing. It appears that it goes up behind this one. So if I cut this, I mean, there's a lot of paint, a lot of years of caulking on this. So if I cut this, cut that line there, most likely I'm gonna have to pull this one off and this one off. There is a painter that's coming in behind me in a week or so that's gonna do all the caulking and painting. Now, here's an update. I had to take this whole thing off to get that middle piece of trim off because it hangs down too far for the doors to clear it, and I'll rip that down with a table saw. That'll be interesting. I'll plug the table saw into my truck way out on the street on the sidewalk. Putting the bottom bracket on, and I got all these screws sorted out here. Just going to put the one screw in to start. This is the slider oblong shaped hole. Once I get everything tested and secured, I'll add these other 2 screws. So here's the track. It's got the top pivot points already attached to it. And as you can see, it's long. So I'll take a measurement, go outside, and use that cordless angle grinder to zip this off to size.
Where's your dog?
This is the only way to do this with these size doors. I played around with measurements, with dropping this track down and having the bottom of the door adjusted down as far as possible, and it still won't clear that trim board. I could cut the doors down, but these doors aren't solid. There's a thin frame of basically compressed cardboard around it where the pin connection at the corner goes in. If you cut that, the integrity of the pin connection is bad. That you can chisel apart the door, cut it, and then re-glue it. It's just not worth it. The best thing is to pop this off, rip that piece of trim down, push it up, re-nail it on, caulk it, and the painters will paint it. Break time's over. Well, they're closed, but just barely. I've got to adjust this one up, that one down a little bit. There's no way I can get them adjusted so that they don't bump hard into each other. So I'm going to get my planer and buzz off 1/8 of an inch at least, just so that the tolerances aren't so close. A little bit of a mess. So I took 2 passes of 3/64ths. So 6/64ths is what this got narrow. Can't even talk. So this is probably also holding me up a little bit. This is the customer's paint job. So this, man, that's a lot of drips. There's quite a bit of thickness of paint acting on these hinges here, pushing them that way. So I'll shave that off. Okay, this is going to be a real test. Got the table saw plugged into a short extension cord. It goes into a power inverter underneath the seat of my truck. Okay, take your bets. Is this thing going to start up or not? Hey, one down, one to go.